The Bermuda Triangle, an area where ships and planes disappear, compasses go crazy, and the ocean hides secrets that have haunted pilots, sailors, and scientists for decades, is called the Devil's Sea, the gateway to other worlds, and even the zone where time has no power. So let's talk about what really happens there, and why this place is one of the most dangerous on Earth. It all started with stories about ships that disappeared without a trace. 1945, 5 American military bombers disappeared forever in the sky during a training flight. Their radio communication became intermittent. The pilots reported that they could not see the ground and disappeared. The plane sent to search for them also did not return. But this legend did not appear in one day, dot by dot, newspaper by newspaper. First there were sailors' rumors about dead water, in which ships seemed to lose weight, and the glow of clouds at night. Then, faulty compasses, strange radio interference, signals that buzzed in response with a delay. And then books, films, long lists of missing persons and narratives. There's a zone where physics works according to different rules. This myth is convenient. It gives a simple answer to complex questions. A storm? No, a curse. Pilot error? No, a portal. Sea currents? Well, why currents if you can say anti-gravity? And each new story fueled old fears. The ocean does not repay its debts. December 5th, 1945. 5 TBM Avenger training bombers take off from Fort Lauderdale. The weather is not ideal, but tolerable. They disappear. The radio picks up snippets.
We cannot determine when sunset is.
The search plane is also in the sky, also disappearing. No wreckage, no bodies, just a report and the legend. The triangle took 6 planes. Flight 19 became the perfect story for a myth. The military, the discipline, the technology, and the sudden insignificance in the face of the anomaly. And then there's the lack of evidence, because the ocean is a great hider. March 1918, the coal tanker USS Cyclops leaves Barbados, bound for Baltimore. The ship disappears. 306 people disappear without a trace. They say there was no signal from it. Maybe poor supplies, a storm, overloading, structural weakness of the ship, or, as most say, the Bermuda Triangle took them. 1948, Douglas, D.C., 3-passenger plane, San Juan, Miami. A few minutes before landing, communication is available, altitude is normal, everything is under control. Then, silence. The plane disappears in the Florida Straits, where the current is like on a freeway, and the weather changes faster than the controller has time to write down the call sign. These stories are the basis of the myth. A large ship and a plane disappear without a trace, as if they never existed. The list of anomalies grows like algae in the Sargasso Sea. The very first thing they say is that the clocks there go off by minutes. Compasses point in different directions. The radio repeats your voice with a delay. Planes enter milky clouds and leave at a different time. On the water, a perfect surface like glass, and suddenly, a wall of wind. Everything incomprehensible is put into this box, from ball lightning to ley lines. The problem is not in the list. The problem is that the explanations mix genres. Mysticism sounds loud, but is quietly silent about the context. There are dozens of zones on the globe with the same level of accident risk. The Bermuda Triangle is not blacker than others. It is simply extremely busy. Cruises, cargo ships, private aviation, transit flights. More traffic means more incidents. Add a map of the seasons, tropical storms, and hurricanes. Add maps of currents. The Gulf Stream is a powerful river in the ocean that moves faster than a small ship. What falls in the Florida Strait, the Gulf Stream drags and smears for hundreds of kilometers. The debris becomes unrecognizable or inaccessible. And now, navigation maps, magnetic declination, the deviation of magnetic north from true, here is significant and variable over time. Historically, errors in transferring the true/magnetic course turn trajectories into dust. Atmospheric phenomena are at work here. Squalls, micro-explosions, wind shears, waterspouts. Anvil clouds with vertical flows can tear apart a small plane. At night, There are illusions over the ocean surface and the absence of a horizon. Marine factors, strong Gulf Stream, underwater banks near the Bahamas, wave resonance that destroys hulls. Crew fatigue, worn-out equipment, and bad weather often contribute. There's a version about methane hydrates. Gas released from the bottom reduces the density of water, and the ship sinks. The compass is knocked off the magnetic declination. The zero declination line changes for decades. An error in the calculations, and the course floats. Together with the human factor, this creates anomalies. The question, where is the wreckage, is a favorite of mythmakers. The answer lies in the mechanics of the sea. The Gulf Stream carries debris at great speed. UV radiation and salt destroy materials. Biota eats organic matter. The underwater terrain is complex. The depths are unforgiving. Many incidents occurred before the era of emergency beacons and transponders, whereas now even a small glider is found within hours, and this is not magic, but technology. The ocean promises nothing, is not obliged to return. We have already talked about the Bermuda Triangle, but few people know that on the other side of the world, there is its twin. It is called the Devil's Sea. This is a place near Japan where ships and planes disappear without a trace. Local fishermen say, the sea here lives its own life. It takes whoever it wants and gives nothing back. Ancient Japanese chronicles record ships that sailed into these waters and never returned. People believe that sea dragons and various monsters lived here. Chinese merchants spoke of black waves that suddenly covered ships. European sailors wrote about strange lights in the sky and compasses that lost their bearings. And the ending was always the same, silence and no trace. In the 20th century, this place became famous all over the world. In just a few years, more than 10 ships disappeared. The most terrible story happened in 1955. The Japanese scientific vessel Ko Maru No. 5 set out to explore underwater volcanoes. There were 31 people on board. The ship disappeared in calm weather. No signal, no debris. It was as if it had been wiped off the map. After that, the Japanese government even banned sending expeditions there. Scientists say this is not mysticism, but geology. The Devil's Sea is a zone with underwater volcanoes and strong earthquakes. There is a version that volcanic explosions literally suck ships in. Another is that methane comes out of bottom. The gas makes the water thinner, and even a large ship sinks in a matter of seconds. And the Kuroshio current passes here, as powerful as the Gulf Stream in the Bermuda Triangle. It quickly carries debris, and it is almost impossible to find it. But there are facts that are difficult to explain. Pilots saw strange fogs that appeared instantly. Sailors described a green glow under the water, as if a huge flame was burning there. Radio communication was interrupted, and compasses were spinning like crazy. And all this is very reminiscent of the phenomena of the Bermuda Triangle. But here in the Pacific Ocean, everything looks even more eerie and hopeless. Now ships have satellites, GPS, and beacons. This helps to avoid disasters. But even today, boats or planes disappear from time to time in the Devil's Sea, and most often without a trace. The government and scientists say this is statistics, but sailors still avoid these waters. People love mysteries more than dry numbers. When facts are lacking, the brain paints a picture on its own, and that is why stories about the Bermuda Triangle or the Devil's Sea live for years. The media and bloggers choose what sounds loud. The ship disappeared without a trace. The plane fell into another dimension. And no one reads mundane explanations like storm or navigator's error. A book called The Secret of the Portal will always sell better than seasonal storms and currents. Movies add lightning, books add curses, and bloggers add aliens. We see only what scares, and we don't hear what explains. The mystery has become a commodity, and ocean triangles are the best advertisement for this commodity. If we remove the mysticism, then the experts speak simply. The Coast Guard, oceanographers, and insurers agree on one thing: the accident rate in these areas is no higher than elsewhere. The main thing is the weather, currents, the human factor. Often, strong storms, sudden eruptions of underwater volcanoes, or banal mistakes of the crew are to blame. And no violations of the laws of physics were found there. This does not make the legends any less interesting, but it reminds us the ocean is not dangerous because of magic. It is dangerous because it is real. The Bermuda Triangle and the Devil's Sea are mirrors. They reflect our fears and our desire to see miracles. Man does not like chaos, so he always looks for a hidden meaning. But sometimes the truth is stronger than the legend. Storms, currents, underwater volcanoes, wind shears, sudden fogs, all this can seem supernatural if you only see the end of a story, but do not know the beginning. This is how myths are born. What we call an anomaly is a law for science. The ocean is a complex system in which a small change can lead to a catastrophe. And if someone wants miracles, they are nearby. These are not portals or curses, but data. Radar tracks, pressure maps, communication logs. They are silent but honest. The Bermuda Triangle does not hide another world. It hides our laziness to explain the complex. The documents are open. The mystery is also. The only question is whether this is enough for us.